So today, you and I are going to be visiting a large copperhead den. Now this particular den I did a comprehensive video on a year ago, and that involved multiple days of filming. But today is just going to be a one hiking event. It has been really nice weather for the last 5 or 6 days in a row, mild and mostly clear. So I suspect that most, if not all, the copperheads have emerged from hibernation, are in the talus, or are slowly beginning their egress out of the talus and into the surrounding woods. At any rate, I suspect we will find quite a few. I have about an hour left of my commute, and we will touch base when we arrive at the trailhead. My life. So I have about a half an hour, relatively easy hike to the beginning of the Copperhead denning area, which is a series of talus slides. Okay, this is the first section of talus. I've identified 5 different den pockets along this ridge, and this is den pocket number 1, about 3/4 of the way up this talus slide. It is the smallest den pocket, and usually I only find 1 to 4. And again, I'll say May 8 a million times because the date matters. I feel like I'm a few days past peak viewing, so we may not find one here. Okay, this is it, right in this general area. And the fun begins to really study the leaves, not only looking for copperheads, but more importantly, not stepping on one and injuring it. I don't see any at the moment. But there are some raised leaves right in there. You guys still here, or have you moved out? Oh, we struck out. I suspect that they started to migrate up there, over there into the woods, up over the ridge into the woods. I will find copperheads today, but this is a sign that I probably missed peak viewing, peak concentration by a few days. So arrived at the second den pocket. This one is really open, a lot of talus here, a lot of shifting rock. Really need to be careful. This general area is the main spot. Oh wait, there's one right here. This always happens. Alright, our first copperhead. Turn this off so I can concentrate what I'm doing. Alright, about 8 feet from that first one, here is another one. Actually, there might be 2. I can't tell. Oh, not happy. I guess it's just one. So, a lot of the times they will just remain motionless. I don't know, I'm guessing, but maybe like 1 out of 20 will behave like that, rattle their tail and take off. Still hear them rattling. Sorry to disturb you. Okay, turn the camera off for 8 seconds. Here's another. Oh, you guys don't like me today. I don't know what's going on. Probably several warm days in a row. They're a little bit more feisty. So I really like this cluster, the way it's stacked like this, where it almost creates a stair-like effect. And as I'm standing here, and this always happens, I'm looking ahead. And although I try to watch where I place my feet, basically you're just trying to look everywhere at once, and obviously you can't do that. And about 6 inches from where I had put my boot, one right here. Alright, we are on to the next den pockets, but I wanted you to check this out. This structure right here, a this, I don't even know what you would call it. I mean, it's the basalt coming off the ledges, but the way it has just formed like this weird column, fragmented, tunnely thing. I always think I'm gonna find a copperhead in here, but I have yet to do so. I think it's just pretty wild looking. Right along here is a really reliable spot that I've looked for several minutes and unfortunately haven't found any. I really think I missed peak. When I came here last year, a few days earlier for the date, I mean there's 20 right here, and I've only found that one nearby. So suspecting that they have started to migrate up, I'm just above the main den structure, and sure enough, here's a good sized one in the leaves. So there's evidence right there that they are starting to move on up the talus into the surrounding woods. Some will move off to the side, but generally speaking, the majority will move up and spend the majority of the summer foraging in the forest, and some of the females will return to the talus to give birth. So here we have a gravid copperhead. There's actually 2 more females just off camera here. And what is unique about these females is that they're utilizing a talus slide as their gestating site. In fact, this talus slide is interconnected to their den site, just a few hundred feet behind me. So such close proximity to their hypernaculum, as you can imagine, offers a huge advantage to the babies when they're born, naturally because they don't have to travel far to seek shelter before winter closes in. And right next to that one, another really rustic colored one. So I just heard a snake slithering down this hole. I didn't get visual, but it was likely a copperhead. We have one more den pocket to hit. Just arrived at the last den pocket and found one fairly quickly. And here's 2 more. Dark in there, can't really see that well. Here's one in the leaves. He didn't like the GoPro, I guess. He was a little startled because I actually walked initially right past him and moved the leaves that were adjacent to the ones covering him. Then I stepped over here to turn the camera on, and that's when I saw the one down here. That one was originally really buried in the leaves, and I was stepping right over here, and here is another one. So as I was saying earlier, these leaves really stack pretty deep right here, and they can really hide in the leaf litter. Gotta really watch where I place my hands and feet. That's pretty cool. 4 here at this den pocket. Make that 5. Alright, so I may wrap it up here. Pretty good day overall. Thanks for joining me. If you like this little adventure, please consider liking or subscribing.